All right, everybody, thank you for joining us this evening. Tonight you will be viewing a presentation on the 2021 FYSA State Cup. Before we get started, I have just a couple of housekeeping reminders here for everyone. I'll read through them. So this shows up everybody's screen. There we go. All right, so first off, all attendees are muted automatically upon entering the webinar. We will be stopping periodically to answer any questions that somebody has. So if you'd like to speak, press the raise hand function on your control panel. If you just simply want to ask a quick question, there's a question box in the control panel that you can type a question in, and then we will answer that as well when we stop for questions. And lastly, the session is being recorded and will be available shortly after the presentation is over. So without further ado, I will hand it over to Jill, who will kick us off here.
Hi everyone, I am Jill Hartley. I am the Director of Competitive Service at FYSA. I've been here for 3 years. My cohort is Jonathan Spradley. You can tell us something about yourself, Jonathan.
Hey everybody, so John Spradley. Been here about 5 years and looking forward to see what's coming up as soon as we can get past this COVID-19 situation.
Also on the line, I'd like to introduce Greg Zach. He's the VP of Comp.
Thank you, Jill. Hope everybody's staying safe.
And also on the line is Joel Dragon, our Executive Director.
Sorry. Good evening, everybody. Thanks, Jill. Thanks, Jonathan, for putting this together. Good luck.
Okay, the first thing I'd like to let everyone know is the 2021 State Cup will allow a combined 19-20 age group. This is due to USYS adopting this as the players that were eligible last year missed out on their season of regional play. It's a 1-year change currently. I will tell you, they are voting to maybe make this a permanent solution. But for this year, it will be 1920s. That will be added. You will become a U20 team. It's not necessarily a 19 and a 20. It's a combined age group. And that will allow those kids that didn't go to college or those younger, still in high school, to be able to participate. There will be a new added, they'll need to get Safe Sport certified. We're still working on that aspect of it with Got Soccer to figure out how we can get that done. But just know that U20 players can be added to a roster. The dates of State Cup. October 1st will be when all the applications for cups go out. This is nothing new. That's been the standard along the line. Last year, we attempted to seed 16 teams into the round of 32 to eliminate the length of the tournament for those higher seeded teams. Unfortunately, due to COVID, we never got to see how that played out. So we'll try it again this year. We have an open cup, which is basically teams that are not seeded into the round of 32. Depending on the numbers, it will be how many weekends they play. If there's not more than 32 teams, that group will start in the round of 32. So Open Cup roster freeze has a different freeze than that of the actual State Cup because it's not considered State Cup until you enter into it at round of 32. So they will have separate roster freezes. And we have all these dates online so you can go look them up. Now, people always ask me what is the deadline to enter. I would say the deadline becomes when we roster freeze. We do have a actual end date to taking applications, but we also, unless that group is filled, will continue to take applications. So there's not a late fee attached to it. It just is, if your team forgot to apply, go apply. If we don't already have perfect brackets, you'll be considered. Sometimes a couple teams will be in the wait list, and then another 2 teams come, we can make another bracket, and there we go. So just know that we do make waiting lists, and in the past, there was a late fee to join. We eliminated that last year. Again, the play dates and structure, it's an open cup first for those teams that didn't have enough points to get into the seeding. Seeding, as you know, starts at the top in National League. Well, there isn't a National League anymore, so it'll start in Sunshine Conference, go down to FSPL, and Premier Division, First Division, and then local leagues. That's how you'll get your points. That's all defined online as well. And the top 16 will then be pushed into the State Cup round of 32. Open Cup just consists of all the teams left from that. And depending on how many there are, each group is going to be different and who they advance. Jonathan puts together a nice little spreadsheet to let teams know who is advancing from each group prior to play. So there's no question at the outcome. Scheduling updates, 18 and 19 State Cup is moving to the spring due to COVID. We did have fall last year, which was amazing. It was a great first time for us, and we can't wait to get back to it. Unfortunately, with COVID, it's just, there's too much uncertainty to see if that could actually pan out. So we have moved that to the spring. The big thing this year is part 1 of every schedule can be self-scheduled. So we will put it at a location. That first weekend where you have one-offs, you can email us. You'll be given 3 weeks to say, no, we want to move this somewhere local, which is completely fine with us. Obviously, we'll have to work on how we get these game cards to you and that the logistics of it, but I think it's doable, and it'll make things safer for everybody travel-wise also. State Cup refunds and vouchers. I think Jonathan was going to speak on this. This was kind of his project, so go ahead, Jonathan.
Thank you, Jill. So everybody, all the teams that were registered for the tournament had the opportunity to request a refund or a credit to the next year's State Cup. So I have some of the figures up on the screen now, and I'll just quickly go through them. So the application deadline was May 25th. At this time, all the refund checks for all the teams have been sent out. And so anybody who did receive a refund check, your check would have been $800. If you did receive or if you did request a credit, or if you did not fill out an application, we basically took any non-responses to just give them credit to the upcoming season. So we did put the fees up here just to let everybody know what they're getting when they got a credit. We did increase the fee a little bit this year. You will not have to pay any kind of a difference. You will get a full credit to the State Cup for the upcoming year. And then that credit will be issued to you as a Scott Soccer voucher. So this is where it could be a little tricky. This week, starting tomorrow, we will be sending out emails to the agents of records and the treasurers of each club. If you're not an agent, if you don't have a treasurer listed, then it'll be sent to the agent of record to be sent to whoever in the club they need to send it to. And what you'll be getting is they'll be getting an individual voucher key for each of the teams that receive the voucher for the upcoming season. And then whenever we have the application open for the next season State Cup, you will be able to enter that voucher in the payments. Instead of entering a credit card or anything like that in the past, you'll be able to select that as a voucher. And then you'll have to enter that key, and then that will basically give you the full amount for the tournament. So that'll be kind of what will be going on. So everybody just look for those emails in the next week. And if anybody has any questions on that about their specific club or their specific team, feel free to reach out to me, and I'll get back to you that way.
Thank you, Jonathan.
Joe, do you want to stop for questions now?
Sure.
So if anybody has any questions, just go ahead and press the raise hand function or type your question in the box. We'll give everybody about a minute or so, see if everybody has any questions. Okay. Well, so no questions so far, but if anybody does have a question, raise your hand and we'll go ahead and stop and get any question you have answered. So we'll go ahead and move on.
Okay, obviously, COVID is a big concern right now. We are asking that spectators wear masks for the duration of the match and maintain social distancing according with the CDC guidelines. Spectators and benches may not be closer than 10 feet from the sideline at any point during the match. And that basically is for your ARs running up and down to keep them away from, the yelling and screaming. We ask that you stay informed of the local mandates for where you're traveling to. Everybody in this state is different. They're all at different states. So you're going to want to figure out what that is and adhere to the rules that they have in their county. We do not encourage clubs to use team benches, communal water, or any communal snacks. Obviously, we can't be there to police every site. So we're asking that you do this and be smart. State Cup is the first leg of the U.S. National Championship Series. It is a requirement to enter into State Cup in order to qualify for the National Championship Series. Now, this year we do have the Sunshine Conference, which the winner of each age group bracket will advance to Southern Regionals, but they will still have the requirement to sign up for State Cup. The National Championship Series location, Southern Regionals, will again be in Greenville. It was supposed to be there last year. This year it was to move to Tennessee, but Tennessee opted for the following year, so we're going to try Greenville again this year. The National Championships, if you advance from Southern Regionals, you'll go on to National Championships, and that will be held in Phoenix, Arizona. Southern Regionals and Nationals, the fee for the entry to that tournament is paid by FYSA. They're great fun to go to. So I can't stress that enough. I'm hoping we get there this year. That we missed it a lot.
Hey, Jill.
Mm-hmm.
Can you just tell everybody what the fee is to regionals and nationals that we pick up? I just like to emphasize that isn't always the case. Other states do pass that fee along, but we do pay it as a state. It is a fairly sizable amount, correct?
Southern Regionals is $750 per team. That we pick up. The state of Florida in the past has always given teams a stipend on top of that for travel. We haven't discussed that this year, so I'm not sure where that sits. But Joel is right. A lot of states make their teams pay for their entry into this tournament. So that's a good perk for us. even the teams in Sunshine Conference, we will pay for those teams too.
It was always a difficult conversation to have in other states. Congratulations, you just won the tournament. You owe another $750 to move on to the next leg. So I always like to highlight it. Thanks.
Yeah. And this basically is an overview of the league pathways to the championship series. Of note here, and we've had many questions, there is a Sunshine Conference and there's also a Sunshine Conference Academy division. Those two run separate. The Sunshine Conference is basically a team v team. This is the group that will advance to Southern Regionals. There is another Sunshine Conference Academy division. This was the deal with the MLS group. These are their second teams for that academy group. They came to us and asked us to help them put this together and schedule them. So while they will participate in the National League Showcase Series, which is what National League has become now, they will not be participating in Southern Regionals or Nationals at this time.
Again, not to interrupt, but it's something that's unique to Florida and something that's just speaks to the quality of soccer product that we have here. That we have 2 spots per age group available in Southern Regionals. Almost no other states in the country have that. You can qualify through the NCS route, the State Cup route essentially, or you can qualify through the Sunshine Conference. It's something that we're very happy to have, and again, not many states can offer that.
Any questions?
So that is all we have. So if anybody has any questions, then now. Well, there's got to be at least one question out there.
Jonathan, can you go back a slide real quick?
Sure, yeah. Is this one?
Yeah, that one. I just wanted to clarify, sort of on the most of your left-hand side there, it shows a direct route, as we were talking about, from Sunshine Conference to USYS Southern Regionals. It's a little bit of a complex idea that you can go from a league play directly to Southern Regionals. There's almost another portion of this schematic that would show State Cup with an arrow directly going to Southern Regionals as well. This is the league's pathway, which will integrate directly to Southern Regionals. But there's also the other pathway that's not really outlined here, that is State Cup pathway that goes directly to Southern Regionals. So that arrow above Sunshine Conference does go to Southern Regionals, as well as the other route that's just not shown here, which of course we were talking about tonight, which is through State Cup.
And also, if the State Cup winner happens to be that Southern Regional team, we will take the finalist to Southern Regionals. So we have 2, essentially, if the Sunshine Conference winner wins all of our State Cups, we'll be taking the finalist in every group. And honestly, last time that happened quite a few times. So just keep that in mind. We will ask you when you go to check in and tell you that, hey, the team you're playing has already qualified, so therefore you're it. And we kind of ask you at that point to declare whether you're prepared to go. I will tell you the other side of the financials is if you're signing up for State Cup, you should be prepared to go to regionals. Oftentimes we have a lot of teams that get all the way to that championship game and say, oh, we don't want to do that. We have vacations. We have this, we have that. Since I've been here at the Final Four, I let everybody know, hey, here is your time to bow out. You can lay an egg, do whatever you need to do. But The issue for us is we get fined for you pulling out. The state, and these are exorbitant fees. We're talking $3,500 all the way up to $7,500 per team. So we really need you to make sure you're dedicated and willing to go. Like I said, I mean, the good news is it's on the East Coast this year and drivable. Many times it's in Texas and we have to fly, so take advantage of it this year.
So, Joe, I do have a question in the question box here. Did Mike mention that coaches without a D license can coach State Cup this year with a waiver? I would assume just because of the COVID situation.
I do not know. I mean, we talked about that at a staff meeting, but I don't believe Mike was there. I brought it up to Andrew. We'll have to clarify that. I don't see that as an issue just because of the backup and everything. I would tell you the caveat usually is that you actually are signed up somewhere down the line to participate in one. So it's not good enough to say you want to, you actually physically have to be signed up or on a wait list.
Yeah, I would support that situation as well. We'll get that decision out sooner rather than later. But I don't see why not. There haven't been D license offered over the course of the last, almost 4 or 5 months. I know some of them are starting to get back up now, but we want to try to be as friendly as we can.
So I do have one hand raised here from Ed Kinsey. So Ed, I will go ahead and unmute you, and the floor is yours. It looks like you are self-muted.
Oh, I'm sorry, I typed it in. The question was, how many teams are we expecting this year? Do you hope for?
We hope for as many as last year, but it's a difficult question to answer. I'll say that.
It sure is.
If I could, I'd be buying lottery tickets every day.
I mean, I will say I'm pleasantly surprised by how many teams have signed up for FSPL and Sunshine Conference. I thought those numbers would be a lot lower since obviously that starts in the fall. People are still hoping to get back out there. So, I mean, I am hopeful that our numbers, I mean, if our numbers went down, Ed, that would be kind of perfect, right? We wouldn't have to have the Open Cup and could just go straight into State Cup.
No, Joe. My answer was going to be 5,000 teams. That's the number that we're expecting this year. But I don't know, Ed. It's a great question. I think the best thing that we can do as a staff, and by the way, welcome to the board. So this is going to be a question for you as well now. The best thing that I feel we can do as a staff and as an association is just to plan, and it's to go on with the usual decision making that we would do with State Cup and have contingency plans and plan for the safety of players, have that at the forefront of our mind as we're making decisions. And again, I think Jill had it on one of her slides here that the ultimate decision is truly not going to be made by the club. It's not going to be made by FYSA. It's going to be made by the parent at home, right? Are they going to allow their kid to be in an environment where they might be coming in contact with people from across the state? People who come from an area where they have a higher infection rate to a lower. I think that we're justified in offering this, and we're going to put a lot of precautions in place for when we are at the fields. But how many are going to attend, we just don't know yet, and we'll take it as it comes.
Let's hope for the best.
Exactly.
Thank you, Ed.
Thank you.
So no more questions in the question box. Anybody else would like to raise their hand? Nothing?
Again, Jill, you guys are just so concise on it. It's fantastic.
So look, if anybody does have any questions, they know how to get in touch with me and Jill. And this presentation will be available tomorrow morning to view if anybody would like to go over it again. And if anybody wants this presentation, feel free to reach out. I'll send them the slideshow. And I think that'll do it for us.
All right. Thanks,
Yeah.
guys.
All right. Thank you, everybody.